August 1st, 1969. The silence after the Blue Rock Springs attack shattered with the arrival of 3 infamous letters. Addressed to the Vallejo Times-Herald, the San Francisco Chronicle, and the San Francisco Examiner, they were almost identical in their chilling content. In crude, almost childlike handwriting, the letter declared, "Dear Editor, this is the murderer of the 2 teenagers last Christmas at Lake Herman and the girl on the 4th of July near the golf course in Vallejo. To prove I killed them, I shall state some facts which only I and the police know." He then proceeded to detail the brand of ammunition used, the number of shots fired, and even the victim's clothing, details that could only have come from the killer himself. The letter continued, a direct challenge. Here is a part of a cipher. The other 2 parts of this cipher are being mailed to the editors of Vallejo Times and San Francisco Examiner. I want you to print the cipher by the afternoon of Friday, the 1st of August, 1969. I will go on a kill rampage Friday night. I will cruise around all weekend killing lone people in the night, then move on to kill again until I end up with a dozen people over the weekend. At the end, an 8-line series of bizarre characters, Greek symbols, Morse code, weather symbols, alphabet letters, and astrological signs. Complying with the Zodiac's demands, the Times-Herald and the Chronicle printed their sections of the cipher. The Examiner, however, hesitant due to doubts about the letter's authenticity, waited until Sunday. The cipher was immediately forwarded to Naval Intelligence for deciphering, with the NSA and CIA also joining the frantic effort. But Vallejo Police Chief Jack E. Stiltz remained unconvinced. He publicly challenged the killer to send a second letter with more concrete information. Meanwhile, miles south of San Francisco, a couple named Donald and Betty Harden, lifelong puzzle enthusiasts, saw the cipher in their morning paper. Their curiosity was piqued. They reasoned the killer likely began the cipher with I, or I like killing. They also used common letter pairings, like the double L in kill. With these assumptions, the message began to unfold. It read, "I like killing because it is so much fun. It is more fun than killing wild game in the forest because man is the most dangerous animal of all to kill." The message continued, describing the thrill of murder and a chilling belief. When he died, his victims would become his slaves in paradise. He stated he wouldn't reveal his identity, fearing the police would stop his collection of slaves. However, the end of the cipher was jumbled, leading some to believe it was an anagram, a theory we'll revisit later. Even before the decoded cipher was released to the public, the letters continued. Just 3 days after the Hardens cracked the first cipher, the Zodiac sent a second, directly responding to Chief Stiltz's challenge. It read, "This is the Zodiac speaking. In answer to your request for more details about the good times I had in Vallejo, I shall be very happy in supplying more material. By the way, are the police having a good time with the code? If not, tell them to cheer up. When they do crack it, they will have me." This was followed by intimate details of the murders, information not yet released to the public, confirming beyond doubt that these letters were indeed from the true killer. At this point, the decoded cipher was splashed across every newspaper in the Bay Area. Amateur code breakers nationwide began dissecting every character, every word. Their first focus, the jumbled letters at the end of the cipher. The consensus was unanimous. It had to be an anagram for the killer's real name. Suggestions poured in. Emmett O. Wright, Robert Hemphill, Van M. Blackman, I.M.O. Riot, and Kenneth O. Wright. But some dismissed this entirely, arguing it was a deliberate misdirection, a cruel taunt. After all, the killer had explicitly stated, "I will not give you my name."